Hey everybody, Randy here with Stay Broke Business Consulting. Welcome to day 38 of building $1 million business. So one of the hardest parts about starting a new business is figuring out how to legitimize yourself and market yourself, um, especially in the day of social media where everybody's an expert and there's so many scams out there. How do you separate yourselves from everybody else? Now that I'm entering, I guess, the influencer area. I'm thinking about it all day long. Like, what kind of content can I put out that's going to attract followers, attract subscribers, and at the same time legitimize us? There's so many trendy things happening that I might lean into them a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to be us and be authentic and maintain that, which is a tricky balance. We want people to watch us, we want to be entertaining, but at the same time, we want to be us. We are building a real business here. So every day I come up with ideas, and I usually don't think about telling y'all about it until after I went through the process and found out, was this a good idea? Was this a bad idea? So today we're going to go through one of my ideas that I came up with last night and thought more about this morning. So now I'm going to come in here and do a little research and see where this leads. So last night I was watching a video and or just scrolling through my For You page, and a page called Fargo Factory popped up, and they were doing uh, interview style content. I'm not super familiar with their page. I watched a couple of their clips, but they were doing interview style content, and they were talking about some of these, you know, alpha male, ultra scammy type uh, consultants that are selling these programs and doing these things. And you guys know who I'm talking about. They're all over the internet. They're telling you, all you got to do is spend so much with them or come to one of their things and they're going to turn you into a billionaire. Um, so I've seen lots of videos trashing those kind of content creators and I guess business consultants. But it got me thinking, are there any that are doing the opposite of that, really leaning into the business consulting side? Because there's a lot of value in that. And there's a lot of avenue for helping small business and entrepreneurs really build something. So I'm going to do what I do, and I'm going to go to Chat GPT this morning. And so I was starting off trying to figure out if there are any channels. I kind of explained that I watched the video last night and saw people, trashing certain influencers. And I was wondering if there was any reputable channels that are doing the opposite. So I posed that question, and pretty much I got some reputable business consultant channels. So now I have these. I'm going to go into look at those a little bit later. And then it talks about some Reddit threads, scammy YouTube consultants, throws some names out there. So it's telling you kind of what to look out for. It's going to tell us how to evaluate a legit consultant. Doing your research, just like anything, is super important. And just because I'm reading it on here doesn't mean it's legitimate either. I mean, these people that are doing this and making millions and hundreds of millions of dollars selling these courses and making these promises, they're also investing a ton of money into their online persona and what's able to be found on them when you're typing in keywords and stuff like that. So they have teams of people working on this. So I can't just assume just because it's on here, even though Chat's real good about pulling from a lot of different sources at the same time. I got to keep doing more research and digging into it a little bit more. But the idea that I'm getting at is I'm trying to figure out if there's any channels that are interviewing other business consultants and talking about their processes, their clients, who they, who they're after, who their ideal clients are, how they're attracting those clients, talk about how they're legitimizing themselves, what type of consultants they are. Like, there's so many different things to know. So I want to know if, it's so easy to make clickbait and trash other people, but are there other channels out there interviewing real consultants out there doing real work that are helping small businesses? Um, so I think the thing I'm going to do is just start local and see if I can line up a couple interviews with a couple consultants and just, pick their brains. Uh, so leads me into my next prompt. What are some of the most reputable small business consultants in North Carolina? And immediately it's coming up with uh, some specific ones. Uh, awesome resource that would be great to do an interview with is the NC Department of Commerce. They offer free one-on-one consulting for entrepreneurs. I've seen this other places before, but I've never actually went in and checked out their business centers, stuff like that. So being able to talk to them and see what you can get for free would be super useful. So I'm probably going to reach out to them, see if I can schedule an interview with somebody. But then you get into and specifically, I'm talking about small business consultants. There's lots of corporate consultants too. That's a whole nother beast that, we're not ready to get into yet. Right now, we're focused on small business, regional boutique consulting firms. So now it's giving me some local ones like Next Labs in Raleigh, Durham, uh, Working Excellence. You can see some of these other ones on here: Raleigh, Charlotte, Raleigh, Charlotte. I mean, those are going to be your two main areas, are Raleigh and Charlotte, right? In Raleigh, we have all the tech and medical pharma stuff with RTP and some of our other areas around here that supports those types of businesses. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of consultants in this area, but then in Charlotte, you have the next big city in Raleigh or in North Carolina. It's actually bigger than Raleigh by population, and they're the banking capital of North Carolina. So everything, you go to downtown Charlotte, everything's geared toward bankers, and with that comes money, and there's going to be lots of businesses and consulting opportunities there as well. Now, you got certified and professional bodies. It's going to get into a whole bunch of information. So now I'm going to take this and I can ask it to compile this in different ways for me. I can go into more research on some of these specific businesses. So go to Ask Chat. All right, we'll go. Give me more details and qualifications. So now it's going to give me a breakdown of some of their executives, core services, capabilities, client profile, pricing, hourly rates are in line, and then you got projects falling between $50,000 and $200,000. What I'm not seeing right out of the gate is a bunch of stuff about seminars or buy this course or read this book. They might have people working for them that have written books. I'm not saying that that's wrong, or that they can't have legitimate, conventions or other things. But if you look into some of these influencers that we're talking about today, everything's gonna be geared toward getting you in a room with them with a lot of other people to where they can pressure sell you into buying a course, buying a book, giving them some of your money. And really, it's wolves, right? It's wolves feeding on the sheep. They're taking advantage of people that are either struggling, really need some help with their businesses, or just are in a bad place or are lost, and they're taking advantage of that. They're doing what they can to isolate them from everybody else and pressure sell them into taking a lot of their money with really not a lot of results to follow that. Of course, they're going to highlight the few people that they've taken under their wing and they've helped make all this money and done all these things. But generally speaking, they're in the business of making money. They're not in the business of helping people. But there are a ton of consultants out there, and all different types of consultants out there, that really want to help you succeed. And they have the accolades, they have the abilities to get into your business or your project and help you make it better, more efficient, whatever you're looking for, there is the right consultant out there that can help you. So, with that being said, I'm going to keep digging into this quite a bit more, see if I can make some contacts with some of these consultants and see if we can get some interviews lined up and really talk to some people that, are more experienced than I am and see what's working for them, how they're reaching out to their potential clients. We're in the day of like cold emails. Like if somebody's emailing you telling you they can make you a bunch of money or help your business, like you got to be weary of that. And chat's a great source for that too. If somebody's reaching out to you, copy that whole email, the links, everything in it, paste it into chat, ask if this is a scam. It'll tell you if it's a scam. If there's a phone number calling you and you're wondering if it's legitimate or not, take that phone number, paste it into chat. I do this all the time. Ask it, is this number affiliated with any scams? And it'll give you a breakdown of that number and advise you on whether it thinks it is or isn't. And not saying it's 100% right all the time, but it's making me a lot more comfortable knowing that, like, all right, I'm not missing out on legitimate opportunities, but I'm also not giving in to all these scams that are out there because they're clever. I feel like the scammers are always a step ahead of us, and social media makes that very easy because now people are scamming you in public and there's nothing anybody can do to stop it because there's so many desperate people out there that see flashy, rich, glamorous life that these people are living. Even if everything is rented, it doesn't matter. People see that and they want that and they don't know how to do it. So they're going to reach out to these people and they're going to follow whatever they say. And all they're going to do is lose what little bit of money they have left and not gain anything from it. If somebody gains some confidence from it, that's great. Confidence can carry you a long ways. But as far as like real guidance, do your research. Look into some people that can help you. I keep going back to the term silver tsunami. We have all these baby boomers that are ready to exit their businesses. Bring in some consultants, help strategize, figure out the way to get the most out of your business if you're going to sell it, or how to efficiently replace yourself and continue to generate income into your retirement. Like, there's a lot of need for consultants out there. And that's why we're getting into this space, right? And we're focused on the smaller businesses. That's what we're after right now. And we want to get in and really try and help some people. So that's what we're going to do. And if we can connect and build our network with some other legitimate consulting firms, then that's going to help carry us a long way. That's also going to give us some better content for our channel, get some other people's experience in here and talk to them besides me and see where it takes us. So that's my thought of the day, and that's where I'm starting my day, and that's kind of the process of how I do some of this research. Like I said, I tend to do it on my own without thinking about turning the cameras on, so I'm trying to get better about that. But AI is an awesome resource. If you're afraid to use it, just download one of these free programs. Chat GPT is, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's just the one that I started with. And I've been happy with the results so far. I'm learning a lot from it. It does so much more than just being another Google or, doing research for you. But you get in, you start prompting it, you build on your prompts, you start getting the answers the way you like it. It remembers some of the questions you ask, some of the information you input, and it keeps building to give you more relevant information, knowing what I'm looking for specifically. It's $20 a month, and it's essentially a consultant in my pocket. It's pretty awesome. Everybody that's afraid that AI is going to steal their jobs or, make people obsolete. I feel like I'm in the belief system that the only people that are going to truly be left behind are the ones that are resistant to embracing the technology. So It can be, intimidating. It can be a little scary, but just start using it and you'll get comfortable with it. If not, there's a lot of courses out there, free courses, YouTube channels, people that can walk you through it. Watch the paid courses. There's a lot of scammy stuff out there too with AI. Anything new, you're gonna have scammers trying to take advantage of it. So there's so many free resources that there's no reason to pay for anything unless you're getting into something very specific or tailored to your industry. Then you can get some tailored training for that. That's where we're at. I'm going to make a couple phone calls and see how those go and see if maybe we can get a couple interviews lined up or get, at least get in touch with a couple people, get pointed in the right direction. And to do that, I need a sales pitch. All right, so I'm just simply asking chat to create a pitch for me to reach out to these consultant firms as Stay Broke Business Consultant to convince them to do an interview for our YouTube channel to help educate. So subject lines, let's collab. They want us to do an email. I can try emails. I know a lot of these people get so many emails a day that it's probably going to end up in the junk pile. So I'm going to reach out to them and call them first. And if that doesn't work, then I will send them an email. So since it's giving me a template for an email, I'm going to say I need a phone script. Here it is. It's pretty much saying, let's see what it came up with. The reason I'm calling is we run a YouTube series and podcast that features real business consultants, professionals who are doing meaningful work and helping companies grow the right way. We're reaching out to select firms we really respect, blah, blah, blah. Can we get you to come on and do it? So it gives us all the prompts through the whole way. If they say yes, if they say maybe, now we can go into more of a pitch. Let's wrap it up. Follow it up with an email. It's just a great tool. Make sure you're reading through everything very carefully because it does make mistakes. And the last thing you want to do is get the right person on the phone and sound like a bumbling idiot. That's not going to get you very far. And make sure you're being honest in it because they're going to do the research on you. So when you're making the pitch, be honest. Make sure that they can see that what you're saying is true with a quick Google search. And yeah, we'll see where this goes. If we get any further today, I'll turn the cameras back on. Maybe I'll turn on while I'm making one of the phone calls, but this is pretty much where we're at so far. So we were able to get a few emails sent out today. Had to go back through the script, edit it a little bit, tailor it to each person I was sending it to. Like I said, you got to check these scripts that AI generates because there was mistakes in it. There was some wrong information in it. So I was able to edit that, got a couple set out, sent one to a consulting company out of Charlotte and sent one to another company out of Raleigh. Both of them seem to be a good fit, close to what we do, same type of clientele. So hopefully we'll hear back from one of them. I'm going to kind of wait on feedback from that before we send out any more. And with that, we were able to schedule a meeting today with somebody that wants to do a collab with us. So we have a meeting set up for Monday to talk to them to see what that's going to look like. And we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it works out and we'll give you guys more information on that. But that's where we're going to end it for the day. I think overall successful just by looking at some different ideas, different perspectives. Like clearly we haven't found our niche yet for the online social media aspect of things. So we're going to keep playing around with different things, see what works, what doesn't. But your comments would be the most useful thing right now. Help us out. Throw us a comment, give us a like, follow, subscribe, and always stay broke.